This week's local marketing update is brought to you by Scott Gallagher. Scott is the co-founder of Local Marketing Source and has become the recognized expert in providing online marketing services to local businesses. Follow Scott on Twitter at ScottGallagher5 and on Facebook.com/ScottPGallagher.
Hey, well, good afternoon, everyone. Scott Gallagher here with Local Marketing Source, bringing you your weekly local marketing industry update. Now, next week's LMS member call is going to be Wednesday, December 4th at 4 p.m. Eastern. This week, we've got a good call. We've got a few different updates to tell you about, some fun tips. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've been up to with my agency and just some good stuff all around to be able to get this call. As you know, last week I was in Vegas, so I've got some good stuff to be able to bring back from that. But this week, as an overview, just as our weekly update, just quickly let you know what we're going to talk about is first off in regards to Google's MapMaker and what has changed about that. There's some big changes and there's going to be some big implications for local businesses and Google. Google has also introduced something new. This is actually something I've wanted to have as a fantastic tool for quite a long time. It's the mother of all review monitoring systems. Yes, we are able to monitor our reviews all through Google now and provide updates. Matt Cutts has also given an update about how many links we should have on a page. Is 100 too many? Is Google going to give us a penalty? I'm going to talk a little bit about how paid search can help your SEO efforts. Yes, there is a correlation between them, and paid is becoming very important to help out with our organic efforts. Excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold here. And then finally, we're going to talk about how Yelp helps you find the right local business. All right, now just as some tips for a local business tip this week, we're going to talk about trusted reviews and influencing those trusted reviews. And for an internet marketing agency tip this week, we're going to talk about how helping local business customers figure out the right client or customer to encourage reviews using something called avatars. So how we're going to utilize avatars to find the right customers to leave reviews for our business. And if you haven't been into the LMS member Facebook group lately, well, you should take a look. This is some good SEO tool discussion about local search reporting software and its related benefits versus its cost. Now, finally, what's going on in my agency? Well, as I mentioned, I spent several days in Las Vegas. It was a great time. And I just wanted to talk about that, and it gave me the opportunity to think about attending conferences and how I built my local internet marketing agency on that. And I just got an email from our friend over, Josh Nelson over in Florida. And as you may know or may not know, Josh begun his business with Local Marketing Source, and now he's billing over $105,000 a month. So that's kudos to him and impressive for that. All right, let's get into some content now. The weekly local business tip. Trusted reviews with Yelp. And listen to what Yelp is saying to influence all of your reviews. Now, we're going to talk about an article, and I want you to listen in on that article and that content. This is from a blog post that Yelp has put out, and how they have put a major push and influence on reviews. Well, they give us some really good nuggets of information. So I'm going to point this out. As you know, we argue trusted reviews are going to be from account holders that have a very organic pattern. Organic pattern may be not somebody that leaves reviews for a variety of different businesses in a variety of different states, or not somebody that leaves one review and never comes back, or has an account and leaves one review every single year. Those are all going to depend on the reviews, where they are and what types of businesses, and the influence that user has within the community. There's also some social aspects within Yelp. that allow users within Yelp to friend others and communicate with others internally. There may be some aspects within the algorithm for that as well, of how much that user is respected within the Yelp community or Yelp forums. So these are different aspects, and we're going to see that coming from what Yelp has to say. So it's a big deal. All right, for our weekly update this week in the local marketing industry, Google MapMaker is back online, and there's a few different things that have changed. Now, it was down for several days. Nobody knew why it was down. There may have been a bug in the system. That was a speculation, because that's not unlike Google to be dealing with that. But a lot of downtime is absolutely planned downtime. And that leads us into what we just found out yesterday that Google has announced, and that all of the Google products are now within one complete database. I guess MapMaker was the last piece to that puzzle. Well, it goes back to 2009 when Sergey Brin took the helm back, and Larry took the helm back of Google. And Larry became CEO once again. And his mandate was very clear that every single employee's bonus is going to be paid on how well Google does socially. Well, that was a clear indicator where the company and what the company needed. Now, in order for them to make money, they need to be able to communicate with the local business audience within a whole variety of different countries, not just the online audience. And allowing those businesses now to have a social layer of communication is absolutely critical. The different tools and the ability for third-party products to plug into Google's API all throughout is just profound. Google is going to become a complete basis of a platform for small businesses. Now, with their one database, this allows us to use some, many, or just a couple of products from Google. But the cross-promotion ability for Google to allow us to embed our businesses into this behemoth is just profound. There's going to be some benefits and, of course, some drawbacks to it. But it's going to be interesting to see what tools come forth from this integration over the next year. Within that, one tool that I'm very happy to finally have from a company like Google is that they have introduced the mother of all review monitoring systems. This allows us to manage reviews, look at reviews from dozens and dozens of sites. The one website that we can't get reviews from is Yelp. Well, Yelp is second to Google in terms of customer reviews, so it's not surprising. Users can, within this dashboard, users can respond to reviews. Not for many sites except for Google. That would be really, really nice. There's no mobile version at this point in time. There's no ability for business owners to flag reviews as inappropriate, but that may change and may come. There's no ability to have active feedback yet either, alerting a business owner of particular reviews. You've got to log in to be able to get the information. And there's no real enterprise ability to manage this. But these are features that we're probably going to see in the future. So that's really exciting. I think this tool is has got a lot of benefit for local business owners as well as agency owners. And this allows us to provide a service Because the tool doesn't have proactive aspects, doesn't give us details on how we're to manage reviews and how we're to monitor reviews. This is a service along with SEO that is very important. As we've discussed and emphasized over the years, that reviews are critical for the success of local businesses in many different ways. It translates online in a lot of different aspects. Remember that reviews establish our service area, reviews influence ranking, and most importantly, reviews influence conversion. It covers the entire internet marketing equation from a marketer standpoint. So the fact that a company like Google is going to be able to give us the tools to be able to monitor and deliver that, the better that we understand that, the better we're going to be able to deliver services to our customers. So online reputation management, in my opinion, is not a unique service that should be sold. It should be incorporated into the search marketing realm of services. All right, moving on. Matt Cutts has come out and said blatantly that 100 links per page is not a factor. It's not going to provide a penalty on your site. As a matter of fact, he did say the guidelines were dropped around sometime in 2008. But our community, for some reason, continues to think that these are factors that are involved. Google is looking at much bigger things, guys. He said the likelihood that it would lead to a penalty is very, very rare, but nonetheless, it is there. Those would be definitely on spammy sites that don't have content, but again, think of the different aspects of scrolling websites, especially e-commerce types of websites. Just a little bit more on Google's rollout of the review monitoring system. This is something, because there's no alert on it yet, guys. This is something that you could roll out into your services and provide updates to your customers on a weekly basis. It is something that you can train your customers, and it gives you excuses to communicate with them and strengthen that relationship, that they are going to have a peace of mind. Remember, that's also going to translate to the sales cycle. Peace of mind is a big factor. When individuals that believe that they're hiring you to get them to the top of Google, and all of a sudden you're going to be in communication with them about reviews on a weekly basis for anything that's positive or negative, which is an easy system to implement into your agency. So I would get into the review monitoring system as soon as you can. Go and check it out. They made the announcement. It's fantastic news for us. Now, Yelp has put a post up that says Yelp helps you find the right local business. And basically it's a sales pitch on discussing how come they're second place against an awesome company like Google. They don't place second against Google in anything but local, and they do a very, very good job at it. Many would argue that Yelp is a much better resource. For restaurants, hands down, Yelp is a much better tool. But for a variety of other businesses, well, it's a coin toss. Nonetheless, in this post that Yelp discusses, I thought I would talk about it because it discusses some very relevant information. And there's a couple of stats that are pretty relevant, such that it says that Yelp gets more than 47 million reviews per day, and that 3/4 of them they allow to go through, but 25% they say do not come through. And they say more often than not, these reviews come from active members of the Yelp community and from those we've come to know and trust. In other words, active members of the Yelp community, you're continually posting, you're continually leaving reviews, and from those that you've come to know and trust. Well, what are different factors that they could determine in terms of how to trust? Reviews that are not recommended can still be seen via a link on the bottom, so they're building trust for themselves, but they don't put that into the overall star rating or review count. So about 25% of reviews on Yelp they look at as spam. I wonder how much really are spam and are from people that are just frustrated and pissed off at a business or competitors trying to bring them down. Nonetheless, it was good to read that, and it's nice to see that Yelp is transparent about that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take 30 seconds now, and I'm going to come back and talk about the local internet marketing agency tip of the week, as well as what's working now in my agency. There's a review that was different types of conferences to review, how we can bring value and get leads from attending conferences, as well as a case study. And for the tip, was helping our local business customers find the right clients and customers to encourage reviews using something called avatars. So I will be right back.
Hey, well, thanks for watching the Local Marketing Industry Update. We've got these things coming out every single week, so if you liked with what you heard, just click the button right above me right here to subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to get a little bit more, right over here, go check out localmarketingsource.com. We've got free reports that you can grab. You can even register for our free marketing course to get in and see the portal. Or just go ahead and follow us on some of the social channels. We'll be around. Until next time.